Hey, this is Sigrun with Universal Pagan Temple, and I'm going to be covering a topic that I covered briefly 2 weeks ago when Charlie Kirk was assassinated. In that, well, there were there was an article by Jezebel, which is a feminist publication, where they said that they hired witches from Etsy or off of Etsy to curse Charlie Kirk. And I'm going to be covering this topic because something else has come out about it where Megyn Kelly has said that she spoke to Erika Kirk, Charlie Kirk's widow, and she said Erika was genuinely rattled about it, and Erika reached out to a priest to pray over Charlie, which is I understand that she's very Christian, but I am a practicing witch and a pagan, and I don't think she had anything to worry about at the time in that regard. Um, Sorry, the dog is moving my camera stand. But she, obviously being worried about this. And just 2 days later, her husband, his life was tragically taken. But, there's a couple of things where I'm going to explain as a witch why there was no worry about that. Because, for one, once you cast a spell, you're not supposed to talk about it. And if you do talk about it, there's a very good chance that all the work that you've put in will just... Yep. You're supposed to be keeping silent about your spell work because the spells, sometimes they won't work if you talk about them too much. And I've told that to people that I've done spell work for, to, let the spell work. And, you don't talk about it after that. And quickly come to find out afterwards that they're talking about the spell, and then the spell's not working, and they're wondering why. Well, it's because you kept on talking about it. You have to let the energies of the universe actually work. And the second reason, out of several that I'm going to go over, why it didn't work, this wasn't the case. Hiring an Etsy witch, and I see on Etsy these spells that they're selling dirt cheap, it's not going to work. The amount of effort that it takes to actually curse somebody, because a curse isn't a hex. A curse is requires a lot of planning, a lot of preparation, a lot of knowledge, and a lot of energy. And a lot of witches out there, they don't have what it takes to actually put a curse on somebody that would impact them in such a way as what happened to Charlie Kirk. And I don't think that was related to Charlie Kirk's assassination. It was a different thing, because if you believe the narrative of Charlie Kirk was assassinated by some that guy that was into furry trans guys. The furry community tends to be atheist, not into witchcraft. I've received many hate comments from people with furry avatars on this channel in the past that they believe witchcraft is just bogus. And then number two, if you don't believe the mainstream narrative, don't believe the FBI, don't trust them, okay? And believe it was an outside source, a foreign government, such as Israel. A witch's curse wouldn't cause that either. So the amount of ridiculousness of these so-called witches. And another thing, within whether you're a witch or a Wiccan, Wiccans, for the most part, not all of them, believe in the threefold law, which is basically not hexing, not cursing, not harming. And some Wiccans don't actually follow that. It's important to separate that. But if you're a witch, whatever pagan path you may follow, or if you're not pagan, witchcraft is a practice. Many witches believe that you're not supposed to hex or curse anybody that hasn't done any wrong to you in the first place. You have to have a legitimate reason to do something like that, because, like I said, doing a curse involves a lot of energy. And when I say a lot of energy, if you're not a witch, you're not familiar with what it takes to actually curse somebody, it's like, how can I explain it? It's like giving somebody stitches. They cut themselves. Okay, that's basic magic. Cursing someone is like brain surgery. Yeah, it requires that much effort, knowledge, and it's not something that you can buy off of Etsy. So I understand that Erika was, very concerned about this. She followed her faith to address this as she saw best, and what was going through her mind. Just in shock after seeing her husband assassinated. I hope this didn't enter her mind that day at all, because it was just absolutely devastating to, for not only for her daughters, and then the entire world to see that, but then have this bullshit feminist publication do that. You can disagree with somebody all you like on their opinion, but they don't deserve to die over their opinion. We're in the 21st century. We're in America, where we have freedom of speech. So, not even cursing somebody for their freedom of speech, that's kind of stupid. But anyway, thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, blessed be.